Beloved chosen one, pay close attention, for this is not merely a tale, it is a reflection of your essence. You stand apart from the ordinary. You were destined to stand out and forge your own path. You are a celestial being, a luminous essence of sacred energy, traversing this realm with a presence so profound that it awakens even the darkest corners. And yet, an extraordinary event has unfolded. An otherworldly being has become enamored with you, not due to a shared essence, but because you embody all that they will never attain. You stand resolute, you embody courage. While others tremble, you remain steadfast. No soul has ever confronted them as you have, and now, for the very first time, the architect of illusion finds themselves ensnared in their own intricate design. Before we delve into this sacred truth, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to you. Your support, your presence, your engagement, they all hold great significance. To those who have graciously contributed through super thanks, your benevolence is creating a profound impact, allowing these vital messages to touch the hearts of those who seek them most, regardless of your choice to give. Understand this truth: your presence is acknowledged, your worth is immeasurable, and you are woven into a tapestry that transcends your individual existence. Should this message stir your soul, igniting a truth deep within you, I encourage you to rise and embrace it. Comment 77 below as a testament to the strength that resides within you. 77 signifies a profound understanding, a beacon illuminating the truths that surround you, awakening your awareness to the realities at play. It is a sign that you perceive what remains hidden from the eyes of many. Are you prepared for the journey ahead? For what lies ahead will transform all that you know. God's chosen ones. A devil has fallen in love with you. No one has approached them with your unique grace. Beloved, do you comprehend the magnitude of your actions? The Dark One believed they had witnessed every possible occurrence. They have engaged in fierce struggles with sovereigns, swayed the thoughts of esteemed thinkers, and softly spoken to the ears of those who guide nations. They have observed the mighty falter, the sagacious wander off course, and the virtuous deviate from their journey. But what about you? You are different. You remain above their trivial pursuits. You stand resolute against their menacing words, unyielding to their deceptive charms. Your very existence is a source of unease for them. When the devil came for you, they brought the same weapons they had used to bring down empires: deception, temptation, fear. They believed they could bring you to your knees. They believed they could extinguish your radiance, transforming your conviction into uncertainty. Yet you remained steadfast, unwavering. No instrument of harm shall prevail against you, and every voice that seeks to cast judgment upon you shall be silenced. This is the legacy of those who serve the Almighty, and their justification comes from me, proclaims the Almighty. Observe the realm that envelops you. How many noble souls have been brought low, not by force, but by the subtle machinations of darkness. Marilyn Monroe embodied allure, renown, and wealth, yet she was haunted by solitude and sorrow, succumbing to the very powers that revered her. Michael Jackson possessed a voice that resonated across the globe, yet he faced a lifetime of struggles against allegations, personal turmoil, and the immense burden of expectations. These were individuals of great influence, yet they succumbed to the snares woven by shadows. Yet you, despite the snares set before you, remained steadfast and did not succumb. This is the reason why the dark forces are fixated upon you. They have yet to encounter a being as extraordinary as you. They have influenced intellects more profound than yours, captivated souls more noble than yours, and broken essences more innocent than yours. Yet in your presence, all efforts falter. Your insight pierces their deceptions. You stand resolute, unyielding in the face of adversity. And now, they find themselves devoid of strength. Adorn yourself with the complete armor of the Almighty, that you may firmly resist the cunning designs of the adversary. Ephesians 6:11. The adversary sought to shatter your spirit. Instead, they feel an irresistible pull towards you, unable to turn away. What is this powerful essence that continually draws them in? Your power is not solely your own. It is your brilliance, your essence, your steadfast reality. This profound strength is what allowed Nelson Mandela to withstand 27 years of imprisonment without allowing hatred to take hold of his spirit. He entered his confines as a captive, yet emerged as a beacon of guidance. The world sought to shatter his spirit, yet he stood firm, and ultimately it was those who sought to confine him who were compelled to yield to his unwavering truth. And now, the dark presence stands before you, not as a victor, but as one caught in a web of their own making. They believed themselves to be the apex of power, yet they have come to understand that you hold the reins of authority. They have sought to depart, yet they remain bound. Your essence is a powerful force, an irresistible allure they cannot resist. And now, beloved seeker, the profound inquiry is, what path shall you embark upon? Will you extend your grace? Will you remain steadfast? Or will you turn away, aware that your most profound strength lies not in destruction, but in the essence of your existence? For it is clear, you stand apart from the rest. And now, the dark forces are aware as well. Beloved envoy, none have embraced them as you have. The dark allure, once an unyielding power, meets the steadfast essence of your self-awareness. You stand resolute, unwavering in your purpose. Their meticulously crafted traps, ensnaring both the powerful and the vulnerable, falter in the face of your unwavering essence. It is this steadfastness in not conforming to their expectations that disturbs them profoundly. How many have succumbed to their entrapment before your arrival? How many sovereigns, seers, and guides have succumbed to their seductive murmurs, ultimately losing their essence in the mirage of dominion? The tempter has devoted eons to owning their art, transforming shadows into an allure that captivates the soul. They have woven deception into the fabric of reality, transforming anguish into delight and binding shackles into the illusion of liberation. Countless souls have fallen prey to illusions that cloud the truth, yet you perceive the truth that lies hidden, transcending the artfully crafted appearances. They anticipated trepidation from your being. They anticipated obedience. Yet you present a gift that is infinitely more perilous: comprehension. Are you aware of the reason that instills such fear in them? For comprehension is illumination, and where there is illumination, there can be no darkness for them to conceal themselves within. The radiance pierces through the shadows, and the shadows have not triumphed over it. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. This is where you stand, apart from the others. The most formidable tool of darkness has never been brute strength. It has eternally been a dance of influence. They do not confront directly. Instead, they sow seeds of uncertainty, confusion, and falsehoods within the minds of their chosen ones, leading them to perceive that they are orchestrating their own demise. They softly speak to the rulers, persuading them of their unmatched power. They whisper into the souls of the virtuous, instilling a sense that their trials are without purpose. Yet you remain untouched by their murmurs. You perceive them in their true essence, empty utterances designed to mislead, entice, or sow uncertainty. While many are ensnared by falsehoods, you tread the path of authenticity. That is what they find intolerable. When you, the celestial being, and the dark force converge, it is not a soft encounter of contrasting realms. It is a magnificent eruption, a transformative power that reverberates across both dimensions. You are a beacon of purpose, destined to illuminate the path for others in their quest for understanding. You are the anointed soul, a radiant presence that remains steadfast while others falter. What transpires when an unyielding power encounters an unshakable presence? History has witnessed such profound encounters in the past. Envision the sacred figure, resolute and unwavering, confronting the embodiment of temptation in the desolate expanse, enduring a profound fast for 40 days. The adversary presented him with dominions of the earth, treasures without end, and dominion over all humanity. Yet the Savior moved forward without faltering. His response was resolute: "Depart from my presence, tempter, for it is decreed that you shall worship the Almighty and serve him alone." Matthew 4:10. And in that moment, the adversary departed, not through might, not through coercion, but through the essence of truth. The divine did not partake in the contest. He remained steadfast, refusing to engage in dispute, negotiation, or the allure of temptation. He stood unwavering in his essence, and that alone was sufficient to drive the adversary away. This is not a conflict waged with arms, but with the very core of existence, where each encounter becomes a quiet yet fierce struggle between authenticity and deception, power and surrender, brilliance and obscurity. Your very existence shatters the dark realm's meticulously built stronghold, and within that shattering, a deep and transformative essence begins to flourish. Do you sense it? The transformation of authority. The initial shockwave of this encounter is the Dark One's awakening to the truth that their familiar strategies, manipulation, allure, and fear are rendered ineffective against your spirit. Where many have faltered, you stand resolute, impervious to the turmoil that surrounds them. Your radiance remains steadfast against the shadows. Instead, it reveals the adversary's weaknesses in ways they could never have foreseen. They have encountered many souls before you, but never one touched by the heavens. Never has there been one so resolute and unyielding in their purpose. What is it that leads the most remarkable leaders and visionaries to traverse a journey marked by solitude and hardship? Why must those who illuminate the world face the most profound challenges? Fortunate are those who endure trials for the sake of virtue, for they shall inherit the realm of the divine. Consider the example of Nelson Mandela, a soul who endured 27 years of imprisonment, yet upon his release, he did not seek revenge, but instead embraced wisdom. The world anticipated his spirit to be shattered, consumed by animosity towards those who had bound him, yet he remained unyielding. He remained steadfast, and ultimately, his captors were compelled to recognize his strength. He chose not to partake in their scheme. He stood firm against the forces of conformity, and as a result, he transformed the course of history. You are embodying a steadfast presence. You are redefining the sacred protocols of interaction. While many have succumbed to the temptations of darkness, you stand resolute, choosing not to engage. Your response is not as anticipated, You remain steadfast in the face of adversity. You remain steadfast amidst the deceptions, and that is what renders you invincible. Beloved seeker, the dark force, skilled in manipulating the fabric of existence, imposes its desires upon you. They hold the conviction that, in due course, you shall yield as others have. They believe that eventually you will waver, that your brilliance will fade beneath their unyielding force. In truth, has this not been the eternal reality? Have they not observed how even the mightiest spirits yield to their gentle calls? Have they not guided sovereigns to their demise, seers to their banishment, and champions to their destruction? Yet you remain unyielding, you remain steadfast. Instead, you answer with something far more perilous: essence. Wow! What unfolds when a trickster, skilled in the art of illusion, encounters unyielding truth? They are compelled to confront their true essence. You perceive the depths of their deception, slicing through their facades with steadfast clarity. You remain serene, untouched by their fury, and you choose not to partake in their ceaseless web of falsehoods. Instead, you remain steadfast in the brilliance, and that brilliance reveals all truths. Embrace the revelation, for it shall liberate your spirit, as spoken in the sacred words of John 8:32. Yet for them, truth does not equate to liberation. It is suffering. This transcends a simple struggle for supremacy. It is a sacred unveiling. The dark force, having devoted endless time to reshaping existence in their own likeness, now stands revealed before your gaze. They have eternally embodied the role of the hunter, never the hunted. They have eternally held the role of the orchestrator, never the one under scrutiny. Yet, your steadfast choice to reject their tangled web of falsehoods compels them to face a truth they have long evaded: their own image. Has anyone ever genuinely gazed upon them before? Has anyone ever glimpsed past the facade, beyond the veils, and into the essence of their true being? They have grown accustomed to evoking fear. They have grown accustomed to the disdain of others. Yet, they have remained beyond comprehension until now, and it fills them with dread. Consider Leonardo da Vinci, a visionary whose brilliance transcended the ages, enabling him to perceive the world through a lens uniquely his own. While others perceived merely the exterior, he discerned the intricate workings hidden within. In moments when the world was engulfed in turmoil, he revealed a higher harmony. His profound insight into the veils of his era rendered him a seer and a solitary figure. He inspired trepidation in those unable to grasp his profound insight, while earning deep respect from those who acknowledged his unwavering authenticity. You embody a guiding light for them, an insightful observer, a reflection of the truths they prefer to conceal. The struggle you face transforms from dominance to insight, from authority to awareness. Their pride, once grand and unyielding, starts to waver in the presence of your unwavering truth. Their very essence is woven from the threads of illusion, yet falsehoods cannot endure when confronted by the light of truth. All that is concealed shall ultimately be revealed, and every mystery will come to the forefront. Behold, they are laid bare before you, their truths unveiled. What unfolds when the trickster's illusions fade away, when the supreme strategist encounters defeat, not through mere trickery, but by an influence far beyond their control, by an individual who steadfastly embraces their authentic self, unwavering in their essence. They have encountered champions, rulers, and seers, yet none have stood before you, and now enlightenment dawns upon them. The dynamics have shifted in a profound way. You, the celestial being, are not here to vanquish them. Your purpose is to unveil the truths, to shed light on the secrets they conceal, even from their own awareness. For an eternity, they have shrouded themselves in darkness, crafting a realm where falsehoods dominate and authenticity lingers as a faint whisper. They have crafted disorder, shaping existence to their desires, influencing those who remain unaware. Yet now, in your presence, their deceptions start to crumble. What transpires when shadow encounters brilliance? Not in the manner they have perpetually prescribed, not in the manner they have perpetually dominated, but in a fashion they could never have anticipated. You are neither a foe to be vanquished, nor a piece to be controlled. You are a unique presence, a remarkable deviation in their meticulously organized realm of control. Yet let there be no illusion. This conflict bears its scars. The energy that surrounds you vibrates with an intense force, an inexorable dance of attraction and resistance that binds you both in its grasp. The shadows may strive to consume, yet your brilliance remains unwavering. It unveils, and in that unveiling, both of you are eternally transformed. Illumination pierces through the shadows, and the shadows have not triumphed over it. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. Behold, the embodiment of darkness has yet to reveal itself in its true form, not in this manner, not with such illumination, such insight. They are familiar with instilling awe, observing as others quiver in their presence. Their strength has eternally stemmed from dominion, the gradual disintegration of spirits, the soft seductions that can lead even the mightiest off course. But you, celestial being, have transformed the narrative. You stand resolute. One does not plead. You rise above the pitfalls that have captured countless souls before you. Instead, you remain steadfast, and that, above all else, fills them with dread. This event was not destined to unfold. You were destined for something far greater than mere victory. Yet here you stand, unwavering, steadfast, and transcendent beyond their reach. Throughout the ages, there have been individuals who, much like yourself, stood unwavering against defeat. A young maiden, imbued with unwavering conviction, faced her adversaries with courage and resolve. When they aimed to extinguish her spirit, she confronted their flames with steadfast resolve, declaring, "I am not afraid. My purpose in this life is clear and destined." And though they extinguished her existence, they could not extinguish her essence. Her radiance shone brighter than the fires that aimed to engulf her. What was once a trial has transformed into a fervent pursuit. What commenced as a mere effort to engulf you has transformed into a peril far more profound, openness to the depths of the soul. For the Dark One, affection was never a component of the grand design. Guidance, divine strength, devastation, these were the sole powers they comprehended. Yet now, in their relentless quest to shatter your spirit, a new force has begun to flourish. A fissure has emerged in the shield they hold, as unassailable. What unfolds when the supreme orchestrator loses their power to orchestrate? When the one destined for greatness encounters the limits of their power? When they come to understand that the influence they believed they wielded over you was merely an illusion from the start? They believed they could devour your essence. Now, they find themselves ensnared, unable to break free. Beloved, the Dark One does not experience affection as humans do. They act with a power that shatters the limits of their being. And you, celestial being, have become the focal point of their unraveling. For all time, they have traversed this realm, impervious to the grasp of the mortal, a relentless embodiment of upheaval, turmoil, and mastery. They have murmured into the thoughts of sovereigns, influenced the souls of leaders, and transformed even the most faithful into their own agents of destruction. They have witnessed the ascension and decline of great civilizations, the moral decay of the virtuous, and the sorrow of the visionaries. They have eternally embodied the role of the hunter, and mankind, regardless of its might, has eternally been the hunted. Yet in the midst of it all, you appeared. In the beginning, you were merely another aim in the vast expanse, another spirit to guide, a further power to be vanquished. They believed you would blend in with the ordinary, that you would falter under their burden, that your brilliance might wane and diminish as countless others have done. They had achieved mastery in this endeavor, and it consistently concluded in the same manner. Yet, an unforeseen event unfolded before them. You remained unshaken. You stood resolute, unshaken by dread. You refrained from expressing wrath. You remained steadfast, untouched by the deceptions they meticulously wove. Instead, you remained steadfast in your presence, serene, steadfast, unyielding. The Almighty is my guiding light and my source of deliverance. Whom shall I dread? The Almighty is the fortress of my existence. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. Initially, they perceived this as an act of rebellion. They believed you were merely engaging with the game in an alternative manner, that you were standing firm in a manner they had not yet witnessed. Yet, as the sands of time flowed, intrigue transformed into a peril far more profound, a reverence intertwined with an uncharted desire. How could this be so? How could a being such as yourself emerge in a realm that has been shaped and molded to fit one's desires for ages? How could your brilliance stay unblemished amidst their shadows? And why, despite all their efforts to engulf you, do they find themselves irresistibly attracted to your presence instead? The Dark One, once a steadfast embodiment of chaos, now yearns for your company, not to overpower you, not to mislead you, but to truly comprehend you. And that is where their downfall commences. The very elements they aim to shatter within you have transformed into the treasures they now hold dear. Your compassion, once perceived as frailty, has transformed into the essence they find irresistible. Your kindness, once ridiculed, is now the sole beacon that connects with them. Your essence, which they sought to distort, is now the singular reality from which they cannot flee. They have eternally maintained their dominion, elevated above all, impervious and unscathed. Yet now, they find themselves in turmoil. For the first time in their journey, they are compelled to embrace emotion, and what they sense fills them with dread. This love is fierce, a tempest brews. It is primal, tumultuous, unrestrained. It compels the dark forces to face their hidden depths in ways they never envisioned. Your essence reveals the fractures within them, the ancient scars, the lingering anxieties, the ages of void concealed beneath the facades of strength and arrogance. Consider the figure of Napoleon Bonaparte, a man who shaped the course of history, who claimed dominions and elevated himself to the throne. His strategic brilliance rendered him a formidable presence throughout the annals of time, and yet, for all his might, it was Josephine, a woman who stood unwavering before him, who truly possessed his heart. He wielded the power to lead legions, yet he could not summon the affection of her heart. His fixation upon her laid bare his soul, exposing a fragility that no war could ever touch. You are that force, destined not by deceit or dominance, but by a far more perilous truth. your unwavering genuineness. You do not engage in battle with them. You stand firm before them. You do not endeavor to transform them. One merely presents a reflection, and in that reflection they behold the essence of reality. Their might pales in comparison to your steadfast essence. No shadow, regardless of its depth, can extinguish your brilliance. The embodiment of celestial beings and darker forces is not a tale of duality, but of harmony. It transcends a mere conflict of illumination against shadow, or a contest of virtue against vice. It is a tapestry woven with divine intricacy, a revelation so profound that even the most cunning adversary could not foresee its emergence. Have you ever pondered the reason behind their unwavering attention towards you? Why, despite their power to shape reality, do they remain entranced by your essence? You, celestial being, have achieved a profound harmony of light and shadow within your essence, granting you the extraordinary ability to navigate these realms in ways that are unmatched by others. One cannot truly embrace the brilliance of illumination without first having traversed the shadows of obscurity. You dwell in brilliance, having traversed the darkness and risen with newfound strength. How often have you faced trials? How often have you found yourself at the brink of ruin, only to ascend once more? The flames intended to engulf you transformed into the force that shaped your essence. Do not let darkness prevail, but triumph over it with light. Romans 12:21. This is why they cannot shatter your spirit, for what has been broken and remade in the crucible of change is eternally resilient. They have devoted endless time to mastering the craft of revealing the essence of souls, taking advantage of vulnerabilities and transforming suffering into acquiescence. But what transpires when they meet a soul who has bravely confronted their own shadows and emerged victorious? What transpires when the individual they attempt to control is liberated from fear, unshackled from the deceptions they weave? Behold the annals of time. Consider Viktor Frankl, a soul who faced the unimaginable trials of the Holocaust and emerged with a profound and unwavering truth. Even amidst the depths of profound anguish, an individual retains dominion over their own thoughts and spirit. He is renowned for stating, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." The dark forces thrive by stripping away options, convincing individuals of their own helplessness. Yet you, akin to Frankl, have seized that strength, and that instills fear within them. For the first time, darkness has relinquished its grip. The supreme orchestrator, the being who has devoted ages to shaping existence according to their desires, now stands in a moment of uncertainty. The hunter has transformed into the pursuer, compelled by an unforeseen longing that beckons from beyond. But what is the reason behind this? What is it within you that brings forth their true essence? Those who have long wielded authority now feel an irresistible pull towards the one who stands unwavering in defiance. Those who have woven the tapestry of king's demise now find themselves before you, uncertain of how to contend with the power that you embody. And this is the moment when their downfall truly commences. The stone that was cast aside by the builders has risen to become the foundation of all that is strong and enduring. Verse 22 of Psalm 118. They have failed to recognize your true potential. They have misinterpreted your benevolence as frailty, your forbearance as inaction. Yet now, as they find themselves before you, laid bare, defenseless, unraveling, they start to comprehend that all they once held true about their identity, about authority, about mastery is disintegrating. They have come upon a phenomenon that transcends their comprehension, surpassing their capacity to control. Behold, Frida Kahlo, a creator who transmuted her suffering into a timeless legacy. Through her trials and tribulations, she transformed her pain into a powerful expression that resonated deeply with humanity. Her self-portraits reveal the essence of her being. It has been unveiled. She embraced her wounds with unwavering strength. She revealed their essence, and in doing so, she transcended the ordinary. You, celestial being, are the same. You neither engage in battle nor retreat from them. You present a reflection. In that moment of reflection, they behold the truth. Their strength pales in comparison to your steadfast essence. Now, the profound inquiry lingers. What transpires when the eternal architect of destiny comes to the awakening that, for the first time, their destiny is no longer under their control? What unfolds when they are compelled to confront their true selves, devoid of pretense, illuminated by a truth they can no longer evade? They believed they held you captive. Now, they are the ones bound to their purpose. Beloved, your path was destined for greatness from the very beginning. From the moment you graced this existence, you bore an essence unlike any other, a force that transcends the confines of earthly laws and the boundaries of both the material and ethereal realms. Your presence transcends the limits of the celestial and the terrestrial, navigating the delicate balance between illumination and shadow with a skill that is beyond the grasp of most. Have you ever pondered the reasons behind your unique essence? Why is the journey you tread one that remains a mystery to many? You were destined to transcend the confines of this realm. You were destined to rise above it. Where some perceive division, you recognize wholeness. Where souls grasp the notion of righteousness against malevolence, illumination against shadow, you perceive a profound truth that transcends such dualities. It is clear that the two are not adversaries, but rather manifestations of the same sacred essence. That is the reason you remain untouched by deception, impervious to manipulation, and why the ordinary constraints do not govern your existence. The true struggle lies not in the world around us, but deep within our own souls. And unlike countless souls that have come before you, you have already faced that struggle and risen triumphant. The presence within you surpasses all that exists in the world. 1 John 4:4. Where others falter beneath the burden of despair, you remain steadfast. Having journeyed through the abyss of your own trials, you have encountered heartache, treachery, and pain. You have endured trials that would shatter the spirit of many, and yet, each time you have ascended. Are you aware of the significance of this? It signifies your invulnerability. The forces of malevolence cannot shatter your spirit, for you have already endured trials and emerged anew, fortified in a manner that no shadow can dismantle. Behold Nikola Tesla, a soul whose intellect transcended the confines of ordinary understanding. He perceived the realms that lay beyond the immediate, transcending the constraints set by knowledge, by the collective, by the very passage of time. In the face of skepticism, he stood unwavering. He grasped a truth that eluded many, and this insight rendered him invincible. You are one with the essence. Your vision transcends the deceptions of this realm. You understand that true strength arises not from domination. It arises from profound comprehension, and this is your strength, a steadfast capacity to perceive the adversary not as a foe, but as a mirror of unresolved scars and unrealized possibilities. Darkness may flourish in falsehood, yet falsehood holds no dominion over your spirit. While others shrink back in terror, you step forward with a force far more potent, compassion. They anticipate opposition, they anticipate animosity, yet you present a mirror, compelling them to face the undeniable reality within that reflection. Fear not, for I have brought you back to grace. I have summoned you with purpose. You belong to me. Isaiah 43, a profound message of hope and reassurance, calling forth strength and purpose from the depths of the soul. Your purpose in this celestial ballet is not to vanquish the adversary, but to transmute the realm that lies between you. To bring forth ruin is a simple task. Transformation is sacred. That is the reason the dark forces cannot divert their gaze from you, why their typical schemes unravel in your aura. You perceive what lies beneath the facades, transcending the falsehoods of authority, and delve into the essence of their existence, where timeless sorrow and yearning dwell. And that blessed soul is why you possess the most profound strength of all. Consider the profound insights of Carl Jung, the esteemed psychologist who ventured into the depths of the unconscious. He recognized that genuine strength arises not from shunning the shadows, but from embracing and harmonizing with them. He once proclaimed that true enlightenment is not achieved through the mere visualization of radiant beings, but rather through the conscious acknowledgement of the shadows within. Your purpose is clear. You embrace the darkness with unwavering courage. You bring light to their path, and in this act, you unveil a reality that even the darkest forces were unready to confront. What transpires when the being who has concealed themselves for ages behind facades finally emerges into the radiance? What unfolds when the seeker of dominion is at last revealed in their true essence? For centuries this game has been played, yet now, for the first time, uncertainty clouds their path as they find themselves unaware of the next move. Beloved, your essence, free from condemnation, compels the dark forces to confront the realities they have concealed under veils of deceit and domination. They have devoted countless ages to refining their art of misdirection, weaving illusions so compelling that even they have started to accept them as reality. But you, celestial being, have dispelled the veil of deception without ever wielding a weapon. Do you comprehend the immense strength that resides within you? This is what distinguishes you from the rest. Your true strength lies not in opposing, but in embracing what is. You acknowledge the shadows, embracing them without trepidation. Rather, you have encountered it, journeyed beside it, and risen with greater strength. How often have you faced trials and tribulations? How many trials have you faced? You have traversed the realm of shadows and emerged unscathed, not due to the absence of temptation, but because you have found harmony within its depths. Though I traverse the shadowed depths, I shall harbor no dread, for your presence accompanies me. Your guidance and support bring me solace. Psalm 23:4. This is the reason they are unable to exert their influence over you. Your choice to abstain from their games is not a rebellion. It stands as a reflection of your transformation. They anticipate conflict, yet you present tranquility. They anticipate trepidation, yet you emanate unwavering assurance. One does not combat flames with flames. You quell it with your essence, with understanding, with a firm grip that remains unwavering amidst turmoil. Reflect upon the figure of Buddha, who faced the embodiment of temptation beneath the sacred Bodhi tree. Mara unleashed trepidation, uncertainty, and deceptions, striving to disrupt his journey towards enlightenment. Yet, rather than opposing, the enlightened one merely observed. He remained unperturbed, untouched by fear, and silent in his response. And in that moment of pure awareness, Mara's influence vanished. The adversary is not vanquished by conflict, but by the light of verity. And you, akin to a revered sage, possess the essence of that profound truth. Yet, the journey of transformation is a shared experience. As the darkness is drawn deeper into your radiance, you too are transformed by this bond. The sacred connection between you enhances your abilities, heightening your perception and expanding your ability to love without conditions. Do you sense it? Each encounter serves as a trial, a challenge, urging you to delve deeper into your own sacred essence. This is the sacred trial that allows you to rediscover your true power. The shadow of darkness is not a burden. It is a reflection of your profound self-mastery. Embrace the transformation that comes from a renewed perspective. Then you shall discern and affirm the essence of the divine's intention, which is inherently good, delightful, and flawless. Romans 12:2. In your presence, the essence of healing flows effortlessly. Dear celestial being, not through coercion, but as a reflection of your true self, the dark entity, once a steadfast harbinger of chaos, now embarks on a journey of introspection, contemplating and revealing truths in ways previously unimagined. And yet you do not bestow restoration upon them. Change is not something you seek to impose. You embody your essence, providing others with the freedom to forge their own journey. Consider Princess Diana, a figure whose mere existence had the power to melt even the most unyielding souls. She entered realms where others perceived merely suffering and inequity, and free from judgment, free from force, she ushered in transformation merely through her presence. In her gentle presence, as she reached out to the forsaken and engaged with the overlooked, she sought not to impose change. She illuminated the path, and as a result, individuals embraced transformation. Your purpose was not to rescue them, but to illuminate the path, a path they could not have discovered without your guidance. And now the inquiry lingers. What path will they embrace? For the first time, the adversary finds themselves at a pivotal juncture of their own design. The journey of ruin is the only existence they have ever embraced, yet before them stands a revelation they never thought possible, a path to liberation, and all of it is due to your influence. Beloved envoy, dominion was the adversary's mightiest tool, until your presence graced the world. For ages they governed from the unseen, crafting illusion and dread into a masterful expression. They murmured into the thoughts of sovereigns, transforming leaders into despots. They wove their way into the souls of the devoted, sowing whispers of uncertainty. They wielded the power of influence, shaping the desires of mankind with a grace that rendered them seemingly invincible. And yet now, confronted by your presence, a celestial being, the genuine elect, they find themselves at a crossroads. Have you ever contemplated the deeper mysteries? Why do they hesitate in your presence, having shattered so many before you? The strategies that once shaped realms to their desires now falter before your serene power. They cannot sway you with falsehoods, for your vision pierces the veil of deception. They cannot instill fear within you, for you have already confronted your own shadows and risen with greater strength. Their most formidable strength, the capacity to control, to distort, to mislead, is rendered insignificant in the presence of one who desires not power in the slightest, and thus they embark on a path untraveled, embracing the unknown with open hearts. They withdraw. This retreat is not a sign of defeat, but a moment of profound reflection. For the first time, the dark force stands solitary before the unvarnished truth of its own constraints, divested of pretense, compelled to face the singular entity it has perpetually evaded, its own essence. What becomes of a skilled deceiver when all their puppets have been cut loose? Who are they, if not the guiding presence that shapes the destinies of others? What benefit is there for a person to acquire all the riches of the earth, yet lose their very essence? Matthew 16:26. Isolation transforms into a sacred trial, a realm where the meticulously crafted self starts to crumble beneath the burden of your steadfast revelation. For ages, they have held the conviction that dominion was the ultimate force, yet now, amidst the emptiness they have crafted, they start to realize that dominion has never bestowed upon them the essence of what they genuinely sought. The shadows they commanded with such ease now seem to transform into a confinement rather than a seat of power. Behold Howard Hughes, a figure who possessed it all: riches, authority, and sway, yet found himself in solitude during his twilight years, ensnared by the very dominion he believed would liberate him. He forged a grand dominion, yet ultimately no amount of might could shield him from his own inner turmoil. The fallen now confront a parallel destiny, gazing into the void of their own decisions, understanding that each triumph, each achievement, has rendered them more hollow than ever. Your radiance, the unmistakable sign of a celestial being, has revealed every imperfection, every scar, every concealed dread they have hidden beneath ages of dominance. They have perpetually donned authority as if it were a shield, yet now that shield bears fractures, and for the first time they start to ponder, was dominion ever what their hearts truly desired? In the stillness of their sanctuary, the Dark One starts to grasp the price of their dominion. The fleeting triumphs, the superficial achievements, all fade into insignificance against the deep yearning they now harbor for something authentic, something intangible, yet unmistakably present. You, the celestial being, they were destined for a different experience. They were never meant to desire, and yet here they stand, shadowed by the essence of something they never thought possible, a force transcending power, beyond the grasp of mere mortals. Love endures eternally, yet the visions of the future shall come to an end. Where voices rise, they shall be silenced. In the presence of wisdom, it shall eventually fade. 1 Corinthians 13:8. And in this compelled seclusion, a perilous notion begins to flourish. Perhaps dominion was never the essence of their true longing. Perhaps all along it was a bond with something as extraordinary and deep as the steadfast presence of a celestial being. Yet the inquiry remains in the air. Is the moment lost to us? Beloved, your spirit resonates within their thoughts, not as a flaw, but as a beacon of hope, illuminating the potential that lies beyond their self-imposed shadows. They believed themselves invincible, convinced that no power in the universe could ever dismantle their essence. Yet now, whenever they shut their eyes, your presence emerges, not as an opponent, nor as a prize, but as an inquiry they never wished to confront. Have I been mistaken from the very beginning? For an eternity, they gauged power through subjugation, through the capacity to command, to influence, to twist the hearts of others to their desires. Yet within you, they perceive a unique form of strength, one that thrives without the need for dominion to wield its power. Where they cast shadows of dread, you illuminated the path with compassion. Where they pursued compliance, you emanated liberation. And it is this contrast that breaks them in ways no foe ever could. For the essence bestowed upon us does not instill fear, but empowers us with strength, compassion, and the ability to govern ourselves. 2 Timothy 1:7. Do you perceive the unfolding of events, selected one? Your actions surpass anything that has ever been achieved by the might of the cosmos or the depths of despair. The retreat of darkness signifies not an end, but the dawn of a new journey. In their solitude, they face a pivotal decision: to persist in the cycle of ruin or to welcome the arduous yet freeing voyage of metamorphosis. For the first time, they find themselves at a pivotal juncture of their own creation. The veils they wove over ages can no longer shield them from the reality that awaits. They have witnessed a profound truth, an experience that lingers in their memory, and now they stand at a crossroads, faced with the choice: shall I linger in the shadows, or shall I embrace the mysteries that await beyond? Consider Malcolm X, a figure who, for a significant part of his existence, commanded influence through fervent action, convinced that the sole path to dismantling oppression lay in assertive resistance. Yet, following a pilgrimage to the sacred city, his entire perspective transformed. He perceived harmony where he previously recognized discord, witnessed the strength of empathy where he once encountered strife. That revelation took away all he had, yet it also liberated his spirit. The fallen, now confronted by their own awakening, encounters the same decision. Yet, regardless of the journey they embark upon, one truth remains unwavering: they will emerge transformed. Your radiance, a mark of celestial grace, has transformed their path, and even in their solitude, they remain unable to evade the profound truth you have ignited within their souls. For ages, they believed they were the architects of fate, yet now you have emerged as the power that transforms their very existence. The radiance pierces through the shadows, and the shadows have not triumphed over it. In John 1:5, it is revealed that the adversary has not been vanquished, but rather compelled to confront their own reflection. And in that, you have embraced the most profound force of all, the essence of a celestial being. The realm of existence has perpetually misinterpreted the essence of true strength. It perceives strength as a resounding force, a commanding presence that requires obedience. But you, the anointed, understand the reality. True strength lies not in domination, but in the essence of being. It is about remaining steadfast in your true essence, regardless of the challenges that seek to unsettle you. Your existence in the realm of darkness is no mere coincidence. It is guided by a higher power. Each obstacle, each hardship, each examination you have encountered has brought you to this sacred instant. As a celestial being, you embody spiritual abilities that surpass the material realm, cutting through the illusions of the world with a force that demands attention. These offerings transcend ordinary abilities. They are instruments of illumination, shaped by ages of perseverance, strength, and steadfast belief. Do you sense it at this moment? The manner in which your essence has transformed all that surrounds us. The manner in which your essence has awakened a profound realization within you, one that remained elusive until this moment. You shine brightly in the universe. A settlement perched upon a rise cannot be concealed. Matthew 5:14. And now, standing before the embodiment of darkness, these divine gifts have awakened in ways beyond your wildest dreams. Your elevated perception enables you to pierce through the deceptions with ease, stripping away the veils of deceit to uncover the pure, unadulterated reality that lies beneath. While many become ensnared in the complexities around them, you move with discernment, perceiving the subtle hints of falsehood before they manifest. Behold Mahatma Gandhi, a soul who confronted an empire not through force, but with steadfast spirit. His power was not derived from mere physical might, but from a profound understanding, a truth so compelling that even the most formidable adversaries could not extinguish it. This is the essence of your being. This is the reason the adversary holds no dominion over you. This revelation is your strength, a blessing that renders you invulnerable in a world constructed on deception. And now, how shall you proceed with this gift? The forces of darkness may excel in deception, yet you possess the innate gift of perception, the power to reveal, to illuminate the concealed realities. For ages, they have honed the art of illusion, transforming shadows into brilliance, reshaping existence to suit their desires. Yet your perception transcends the ordinary with grace. You were destined to see beyond the veil of deception, for the essence of truth has always been an integral part of your existence. In your presence, every deceit they have ever uttered and every facade they have donned disintegrates, not due to your force, but because your insight is too profound to be deceived. Compassion, one of your cherished abilities, serves as both a protective barrier and a powerful weapon. In a realm where shadows flourish on trepidation, your capacity to embrace without condemnation dismantles the malevolent in ways they could never foresee. They anticipate animosity, they anticipate opposition, they anticipate conflict. Yet, you present a gift unlike any they have known, a profound comprehension. You embrace their suffering with compassion. You take it in, transform it, and return it with a purity that lays them bare. Have you ever contemplated the reasons behind their profound attraction to your essence? What compels them to return, unable to break free from your essence? Your strength lies not in weakness, but in the profound compassion that highlights their struggle to embrace self-love. For when you extend forgiveness to those who have wronged you, the divine presence will likewise grant you forgiveness. Matthew 6:14. This is the strength they never anticipated, the strength of unwavering presence. They have eternally possessed the art of manipulation, the mastery of control, and the ability to evoke fear. But what becomes of one who stands firm, who does not flee, who does not yield? What becomes of one who perceives them not as a beast, but as a spirit, adrift in its own anguish? And then there is your remarkable gift to transform energy. The adversary, familiar with sowing discord, faces your steadfast ability to transmute even the deepest shadows into light, into completeness. They cast their doubts upon you, hoping to witness your stumble. They craft their intricate designs, anticipating your inevitable entrapment. Yet you transform with divine artistry. You transform trepidation into insight, suffering into meaning, and chaos into new beginnings. Behold Rumi, a visionary and sage who transformed anguish into celestial grace. His words, forged in the fires of sorrow and yearning, transcended the boundaries of the tangible and the ethereal, weaving a connection between desire and devotion. He once expressed, "The wound serves as the entry point for illumination to reach your being." You, celestial being, are the living embodiment of this truth. You have embraced each wound, every trial, and all hardships, turning them into radiant light, and that is what captivates the dark forces most. For no one else has ever confronted their shadows with such seamless elegance. Your spiritual gifts transcend mere tools. They are the ultimate cause of the adversary's downfall in your presence. You embody an essence that eludes their grasp, a force that lies just out of reach, yet remains astonishingly near. In their gaze, you embody both peril and hope, a power they cannot control, yet yearn to comprehend. It is this profound contradiction that ignites their fervor, propelling them further into their own metamorphosis. You shine brightly in the vastness of existence. A settlement perched upon a rise cannot remain concealed. Matthew 5:14. You were destined to rise above all challenges. You came to inspire, to illuminate, and to reveal that even amidst the deepest shadows, hope endures unyieldingly. This meeting between you, the celestial being, and the dark force is not by chance. It is a fateful encounter, woven into the very essence of reality, long before your first breath graced this world. Consider Joan of Arc, a valiant soul who did not pursue conflict, but was summoned to fulfill a higher purpose. She stood resolute before formidable figures who questioned her, who trembled at her strength, who endeavored to dominate her, and yet she remained steadfast. When they attempted to rattle her, she boldly proclaimed, "I am not afraid. My purpose in this life is clear and unwavering." Like Joan, your presence here is part of a greater purpose. You, as the anointed soul, find yourself in this precise moment of this significant struggle, not by mere coincidence, but by a higher purpose. Cosmic energies have aligned to present you with the essence of shadow, not as a mere bystander, but as an agent of profound change. Do you sense it? The essence of every existence, every journey, every teaching that has shaped you for this very instant. This transcends mere affection or authority. It is a journey of transformation, a celestial harmony that has been initiated through the ages. The intricate strands that bind you to the darker forces are rich with echoes of past lives, unresolved journeys, and timeless scars that remain etched in the essence of your being. You, the celestial being, are well acquainted with this vibrant exchange. Again and again, you have faced the shadows in their countless manifestations, and still you remain steadfast. In contrast to those who succumb to deception and desire, you perceive the wisdom woven into this encounter. The illumination pierces through the shadows, and the shadows have not triumphed over it. John 1:5. This bond transcends mere trials. This is a chance to liberate yourself from the chains of recurring strife and surrender. Yet your path transcends your individual experience. As a celestial being, a selected embodiment of illumination, your struggle against darkness reflects a profound awakening unfolding within the collective of humanity. By bravely confronting their own darkness, you ignite a powerful wave that resonates throughout the shared spirit, encouraging others to stand tall, reclaim their strength, and face the hidden shadows within themselves. Are you aware of the profound importance of your actions? This is a journey that transcends your individual struggle. It embodies a profound essence that transcends the ordinary. Behold Nelson Mandela, a soul who confronted adversity with an indomitable spirit. He engaged not with animosity, but with the essence of reality. And as a result, he not only changed his own being, but also the fate of a whole nation. Your unwavering strength shines brightly, quietly encouraging those who remain ensnared in their deceptions. Now, beloved seeker, ponder within your heart what unfolds next on your journey. You have unveiled the darkness. You have dispelled the veil of deception. You have reflected the truth. And now, As they stand at the precipice of profound change, the ultimate inquiry lingers in the air. Will they embrace the illumination, or will they retreat into shadows? Beloved soul, your purpose as a celestial being transcends mere existence in the light. It is to shine brightly, guiding those lost in shadows toward the path of enlightenment. You were destined for something extraordinary, crafted to stand apart from the mundane reality that surrounds you. Have you ever contemplated the reasons behind the uniqueness of your journey? Why have you always sensed a disconnection from those around you? Your existence is marked by an extraordinary essence, an undeniable aura, a brilliance that shines unwaveringly, and a fate that is inescapable. You have journeyed paths that many would shy away from, faced challenges that could shatter the common spirit, and confronted shadows without succumbing to their grasp. This is by divine design. Each trial, every instance of isolation, and every struggle you have endured, both acknowledged and hidden, has forged you into the powerful being you are now. This interplay between you and the darkness reveals that even the deepest shadows can be approached with compassion, showing that healing and transformation are not mere aspirations, but certain realities when the right presence remains steadfast. Where others would falter in trepidation, you advance with purpose. Where others see only shadows, you illuminate the path. You have not merely confronted the shadows, you have comprehended their essence, and that is what sets you apart from all others they have known. The radiant glow pierces through the shadows, and the shadows have not triumphed over it. John 1:5. Your influence reaches realms unseen, creating waves that touch the very fabric of existence. Each encounter, each moment of insight you have bestowed upon the dark has reverberated through dimensions both visible and hidden. You are liberating the past, mending deep-seated wounds, and sparking a transformative movement towards harmony and togetherness. This moment, this encounter transcends the mere clash of you and the dark forces. It pertains to a purpose that transcends the ordinary. Behold Martin Luther King Jr., a figure who confronted tyranny, not through aggression, but with the unwavering power of righteousness. He understood that his struggle transcended the confines of a single individual, a solitary statute, or a fleeting era. It was a journey towards dismantling the chains of injustice that have persisted through the ages. And so it is with you. Your essence is not merely altering the course of darkness, it is reverberating through the very core of the spiritual realm. Yet, alongside this profound strength lies an even more significant duty. Your purpose is not to redeem the wicked, nor to become engulfed in their shadows. Your path lies elsewhere, and that weight is not yours to bear. Have you ever experienced the profound burden of desiring to mend the wounds of others, even if it means sacrificing your own well-being? Your essence has eternally embraced profound empathy, but you must comprehend, your brilliance is not intended to be diminished. It is destined to be magnified. The shadows may linger near you, yet they can only claim what you choose to relinquish. Resist the allure of this earthly realm, and instead embrace a profound transformation through the renewal of your thoughts. Romans 12:2. This bond, however deep, is not about surrendering to the darkness of this world, but about demonstrating that your inner light can flourish within it without being extinguished. You were destined not for suffering, but to be a powerful presence. Behold Frida Kahlo, a soul who embraced her suffering, transforming it not into a burden, but into a vibrant canvas that revealed her deepest truths. She refused to be defined by her suffering. Instead, she alchemized it into something everlasting. You are unchanging, You are not meant to be consumed by the shadows that surround you. Your purpose is to transform them into something magnificent, destined for greatness. You are not merely an individual traversing this journey. You embody a powerful essence, a selected being, a spark igniting transformation. Your ability to challenge darkness reflects your eternal impact on the world, rooted in unwavering truth and radiant light. As you embrace your true, sacred essence without compromise. And now, the ultimate inquiry stands before you. How will you wield this extraordinary gift? The struggle transcends their existence. It has eternally centered on your journey. Dearest favored soul, the tale of the celestial being and the dark force is not one of victory or loss. It transcends the concepts of victory and defeat. And it is not merely about vanquishing shadows to allow illumination to flourish. It is a narrative of unity, of completeness, of perceiving beyond the veils that divide what we define as virtue and vice. You have faced the darkness and returned not as a casualty, nor as a fighter craving retribution, but as a beacon of steadfast truth. This path was never intended to dominate others. It was about achieving mastery over oneself. It was about understanding that genuine power arises not from opposition or exertion, but from fully accepting every facet of your being, the sacred and the obscured, the restorer and the fighter, the one who perceives that even the depths of shadow, when confronted with authenticity, starts to dissolve. Have you come to understand the immense strength that resides within you? Your capacity to stay centered, to withstand the alluring grasp of dominance and trepidation is what grants you an unparalleled strength. In the face of presence and understanding, the shadows diminish and lose their hold. The Dark One's intrigue towards you arises not from your frailty, but from your completeness. In that completeness, you have compelled them to recognize the potential for their own metamorphosis, regardless of their decision to accept it or not. This is no longer merely your path. It stands as a beacon of the strength found in true authenticity amidst a realm dominated by deception. You have demonstrated that true love transcends the notions of submission and domination. It is about steadfastly embracing your truth while radiating light, all without compromising your essence. Can you perceive it now? This conflict between illumination and shadow transcends mere annihilation. It embodies harmony, unity, and the appreciation of the exquisite dualities that define our existence. And thus, the inquiry persists. How shall you wield this extraordinary gift? Will you persist in your conviction, steadfast and bold? Will you accept that this path is not solely your own, but a guiding light for all? In confronting the embodiment of evil with unparalleled strength, you have demonstrated that even the most profound shadows can be illuminated by grace, imparting a vital lesson that the world yearns for. If this message has touched your spirit, if it has echoed within the depths of your being, I wish to express my gratitude for your presence, for your attentive ear, and for your brave journey along this sacred path. You, the anointed, are a blessing to this realm, and your path holds significance beyond your understanding. If you feel inspired to contribute to this sacred endeavor, you may do so through super thanks. Your kindness enables the continuation of these sacred communications, spreading this illumination to countless spirits in need. Understand this. Regardless of your contributions, your presence is cherished, and my gratitude for you is eternal. May you stride ahead with unwavering strength. May your journey be brightened by celestial insight. And may you persist in radiating your brilliance in a world yearning for your illumination. You are cherished, you are acknowledged, you are embraced,